fighters from around the world are back for more of the hottest, most exciting martial arts import from Japan. Pancrase, combat sport at its finest. See crunching kicks, thundering takedowns, and savage submission holds. Don't miss Pancrase. The Brawl in Budokan on pay-per-view. Next on Request Pay-Per-View.
Pay-per-view is your best way to get Hollywood's top movies delivered right in your own home. Jim Carrey returns as the infamous pet detective in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Why you look like that?
Discover the mysteries of a man with startlingly white skin, known as Powder.
President can't just go out on a date.
Michael Douglas and Annette Bening find each other and romance for the American president. You don't have to go out. Pay-per-view delivers.
Devil in a Blue Dress is everything you could ever want in a mystery thriller. 4 stars. Don't miss it. Academy Award winner Denzel Washington is flat-out perfection. He's seductive.
You'd be sorry if you go.
Be sorry if I stay, too.
Riveting.
Unless I give the cops a killing, I'm going to jail.
In easily one of the best films of the year.
There's too much going on for me to give a damn about what you think is smart.
Devil in a Blue Dress. Rated R.
From Spike Lee and Martin Scorsese. Harvey Keitel.
Didn't I tell you not to play me?
John Turturro.
We got to shoot it.
Delroy Lindo.
Ed told me you talked to the homicide cop.
And introducing Mekhi Phifer.
You can't put this weight on me.
From the acclaimed novel by Richard Price, the most suspenseful thriller of the year, Clockers.
This week on Request. The following Request special presentation, the Pancrase 1996 Truth Tour, the Brawl in Budokan, has been pre-recorded. Due to the violent nature of this event, Request recommends viewing by adults only.
Hybrid Wrestling, Pancrase. Pancrase Tour, 1996. Brawl in Budokan.
Minasan Gambawa. Welcome to the Nippon Budokan, deep in the heart of Tokyo, Japan. Tonight, the Brawl in Budokan, the second round of the Pancrase Association's 1996 Truth Tour, and only the second time this unique brand of fighting has been shown in America. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bruce Beck. They call it hybrid wrestling, where techniques from karate, kickboxing, and Thai boxing blend with grappling skills from Greco-Roman, judo, and jiu-jitsu. Put it all together, and you have Pancrase. Tonight, you can expect takedowns, submissions, knockdowns, and knockouts. My broadcast partner is a man who knows a thing or two about the fight game. He was the first king of Pancrase and a 2-time UFC super fight champion, Ken Shamrock. And Ken, it's good to be with you.
Bruce, it's good to be working with you. And I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to these fights tonight.
Well, Ken, you have been in that ring before. You know all about a fighter's mental and physical preparation for this kind of event.
Yeah, you know, there's 3 steps to this, Bruce. One of them is conditioning. You have to work the heavy bag, you got to do road work, and you got to work the jump rope. And these fighters, when they step in that ring, have to be in excellent shape. The other thing is the mental preparation. You have to understand your fighter. You have to understand his strong points, his weak points, and you have to attack the weak points. The other thing is the technique. And Bruce, the technique has to absolutely be perfect.
Now, for those of you joining us for the first time, Pancrase, while it's relatively new in the fight world, actually has some pretty deep roots. Ken, can you give us an idea about the history of this competition?
Yeah, you know, it stems from the ancient Greek days, you know, back when there was Pancration games. And Pancration is a word Pancrase, which means feet fighting, fist fighting, ground technique. And it's been in Japan since 1993. And since then, there's been dojos in Japan, Holland, and of course, Lion's Den in the United States.
Well, there are some great bouts on tonight's card, and as we mentioned before, they're billing this the Truth Tour, and that's what it's come down to. The moment of truth for Boss Rutten and Frank Shamrock. So who will be the undisputed champion, the king of Pancrase? The reigning king, Boss Rutten of Holland, was to have defended his title against Frank Shamrock this past April, but was unable to fight due to an injury. Therefore, Frank Shamrock took on Minoru Suzuki and made the most of his opportunity and was crowned the provisional king of Pancrase. Well, folks, there's room for only one king, and it will be decided here tonight. Rutten versus Shamrock for the undisputed title, King of Pancrase. Ken Shamrock, we know that Frank is your younger brother, and you're well aware of his training regimen. Do you think he's ready?
Bruce, he's been waiting for this fight for a long time. He's in great shape, and I look for a good fight from Frank tonight.
Well, this is the third matchup between Rutten and Shamrock. In their first meeting, Shamrock's debut in Japan, he scored a decision. A few months later, Rutten reversed the outcome to record a victory the same way. So, Ken, what are your thoughts on this rubber match?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, these two guys know each other, and I look for this fight to be a very, very good fight. I think in order for Frank to win this fight, he needs to take Rutten to the mat. He needs to keep Rutten on the mat. The other thing is Rutten needs to keep Frank standing up. He needs to use his kicks, his powerful punches, and try and knock Frank out. I think that's the way the boss has to win this fight, and Frank has to win it on the mat.
Also appearing on tonight's fight card, Minoru Suzuki, who lost to Frank Shamrock in April and is now ranked #2 in Pancrase. He'll be fighting a man ranked #6 with a bullet, someone familiar to UFC fans, former heavyweight kickboxing champion Guy Mezger. This, too, is a rematch of sorts. Mezger fought Suzuki in December, but the bout was cut short by the doctor due to a low blow. I'm sure both fighters are looking forward to wrapping up some unfinished business. A couple of debuts on tonight's menu. Sammy, a karate expert from Holland, who at 6'8" is about a foot taller than his tough Japanese opponent, Manabu Yamada. We'll also see newcomer August Smisl, a judo champion from Austria, who is a rather imposing 6'5", 300 pounds. He'll be fighting the local hero, 4th-ranked Funaki. Well, we're just about ready to get underway ringside, but before we do, let's take a look at the rules of Pancrase.
The unique rules of Pancrase allow some attacks that are prohibited in other combat martial arts. Possible attacking techniques: striking an opponent with an open hand, front kick to the knee, rear choke. Techniques that result in falls: striking to the throat, headbutts, striking one's face, head, throat, or neck with closed fists, striking with the tip of the elbow, striking with the knee with no knee pad, striking with the shin with no shin pad, striking with the ball of the foot, striking with the foot with a man on all fours, stomping on the face, punching when a man is down on all fours. Fouls are indicated by cards held by the referee. A yellow card means caution. A red card means warning. When a red card is shown during a fight, the fighter loses a point. Each time a fighter is knocked down to the mat or escapes a submission by grabbing the rope, he will lose a point. When the number of lost points reached 5, a TKO decision is automatically reached. The match will be decided by knockout, technical knockout, resignation, or judgment.
So we've reviewed the rules, and as we look out over the Budokan Arena, it's interesting to note that we are in one of the largest martial arts venues in all of the world, home to many of Japan's national tournaments, everything from judo to karate to kendo. Tonight, a near-capacity crowd of 12,800 fans have filled this arena. As always, it's a very orderly, quiet crowd. Seats cost over $200, and the Japanese media is in full effect. Tonight's fight card will have 2 10-minute bouts, followed by ranking bouts of 15, 20, and 30 minutes. And of course, the main event, 30 minutes, Shamrock versus Rutten for the king of Pancrase. Now let's go down to the floor for the first bout of the evening. And here comes Takafumi Ito heading towards the ring, 23 years of age, out of Osaka, Japan, 0-1 on the Truth Tour. He lost in April to Yuki Kondo. He joined Pancrase out of high school, Ken.
Yeah, he's very quick, and he's going to have to use his quickness in this fight because Takahashi's big and strong.
He was the champion of the New Blood tournament, which was last July, sponsored by Pancrase for the young fighters. His opponent, Yoshiki Takahashi, 27 years of age, out of Chiba, Japan, which is just north of Tokyo. He was actually an amateur wrestling champion at age 18.
Yeah, he's come a long ways. When he first debuted, I was there, and since that time, he's gotten bigger, stronger, and his technique is really good. I tell you, this is going to be an interesting fight because of the weight that Ito gives up to Takahashi. They're both skilled. I think Takahashi's skill is better. So Ito's going to have to be quick in this fight in order to stay out of trouble.
Takahashi lost to you, actually. And throughout that fight, he kept saying to himself, be cool, be cool.
Yeah, it's, I practice on my kickboxing, and he practiced on his kickboxing, and our technique on the ground, he did not want to go to the ground with me. He tried to stay up on his feet. So we fought for 20 minutes standing up, and we went to the scorecards, and I won the decision.
This is a 10-minute bout. Third man in the ring is Hirahara. He is considered the main referee. There is also a sub-referee and a judge in case a decision has to be rendered. And quickly, a big open hand hit on the part of Takafumi Ito.
Yeah, Ito doesn't want to stand toe-to-toe with him, so when Takahashi comes in to throw a punch or something like that, he's going to drop down and try and pull Takahashi on top of him so he doesn't get hit with those big right and left hands with those heavy kicks.
Ito in the yellow trunks, Takahashi in the gold trunks.
Yeah, that was a little kick when he went down. He's telling Ito, we're going to go here. Get up.
Takahashi's done extremely well in amateur wrestling international tournaments, but his style is considered wild and dangerous.
Yeah, he's a loose cannon. He goes in there and he just goes for it. He's one of those type of guys that just cuts it loose, and whatever happens, happens. He's got good technique, too, though, when he hits the ground, so he's not really a wild cannon that doesn't know what he's doing. He's very talented.
It's important to mention that the ring is 1 feet 4 inches wider than in the past tournament. Also, the material used on the mat, it's created a much firmer surface, and that means a quicker surface, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, the kicks and punches and combinations and your shoot off a kick and punch is going to be quicker because of the firmer surface. And with the wider ring, it also gives you more area to work for submission so the guy doesn't reach out and grab the rope as easily.
And what about the fact that the ring rope is a little bit harder than it was in Yokohama?
Well, you know, a lot of these fights, guys will take a kick or a punch and they'll back up into the rope and kind of sink into them. With these tighter ropes, they're not going to be able to hit these ropes and sink into them. It's going to shoot them back off the rope.
Almost 2 minutes into this 10-minute bout, Ito once again in the yellow trunks, Takahashi in the gold trunks. A little bit of a feeling out process.
Well, I don't think it's so much a feeling out on Takahashi's part. I think he's trying to set him up. From what I can see here, Takahashi wants to knock him out. He's setting him up, trying to look for that opening to hit him with a big open hand right, or maybe even a knee or a roundhouse kick.
Takahashi on top now, trying to gain control, grabbing that right wrist.
Yeah, right now, we talk about the feeling out process. Right now, he's putting the elbow on Ito's throat. He's pulling his arm down. He wants him to move so that maybe somewhere along the way that he's moving, a submission hold will open up.
Takahashi has actually lost 4 times to Ken Shamrock over the years. So he's a guy that you're quite familiar with.
Yeah, you know, and all 4 of those times, except for the first 2 when he was younger, but the last 2 times I fought him, he gave me a battle. So he's really improved and he's hungry.
Keep in mind, in Pancrase, you can win by knockout, by technical knockout, by submission, by disqualification, or by decision.
There's a good low kick, combination roundhouse. Ito slides behind him, wants to go for a takedown. But you know, Takahashi's a wrestler, an amateur wrestler, and he's very good at that. So he'll spin out of this, and he'll be on top. Ito will want to go to his back quickly. And there he is in the guard position. Takahashi's trying to get the mount on him.
Ito showed great quickness there. He's really 23 pounds lighter. He's small but quick, but unfortunately he ended up in a position which is not advantageous to him.
Well, in this type of fighting, Pancrase fighting, the mount position is not really that dangerous because you're not getting the strikes to the face.
Right.
So, I mean, you can go ahead and rest there. You know, you are in danger whenever you're on the bottom of getting an arm bar when you're in a mount position or a leg choke where they slip it behind your head. But right now, Takahashi's trying to work that hand inside there and get a choke, but Ito kicks him off.
Attacking techniques which are allowed in Pancrase, striking with the open hand, the front kick to the knee, and the rear choke. And again, good movement on the part of Takahashi.
Yeah, you know, Takahashi's moving on him. Ito's fighting a smart fight here, you know. He's not trying to overpower. He's just trying to be quick. He's trying to move around Takahashi and not move through him.
That time, Takahashi got a little bit high in that side mount, and Ito tried to roll him.
Yeah, he tried to get around him, and Takahashi felt the balance go. Right now, Ito's trying to work his leg up and try and get a leg choke, but Takahashi's staying back.
Almost 5 minutes into this 10-minute match, and thus far it's been Takahashi who has been setting the tempo.
Well, you know, he's much bigger and stronger, and his technique is better than Ito's. Ito's very quick, though, and that's what's keeping him alive here, keeping him from tapping out.
Takahashi, 27 years of age. Ito, 23. Again, Takahashi on top with the gold trunks. Ito's quick, but he ends up pretty much in the same position there.
Yeah, you know, he's trying to work. There's a good open hand, right and left hand to the head. He's trying to work for a submission hold, but he just can't move Takahashi around. He's much lighter, and Takahashi's much stronger and has great balance.
These matches, which you will see tonight, will be 10, 15, 20, or 30 minutes in duration, depending on the rankings of the fighters. And again, Takahashi trying to make some move and trying to get to Ito.
That's just painful right there. He's just putting that bone on the forehead there, or the bridge of the nose, and putting pressure down on it. And it hurts, and it makes your opponent move, and when he moves, you try and slip a choke in or an arm bar.
Ken, here's a perfect example of a restart. What influences the referee to handle it that way?
Well, the referee felt that there wasn't enough movement on the ground. Neither fighter was in a position to do a submission hold, or neither fighter was really working for a submission hold. So what we call a restart. He breaks him and stands him up.
Still about 4 minutes to go in this scheduled 10-minute match. And again, Takahashi has been in control. Does it behoove Ito at this point to gamble a little bit?
No, I think Ito's fighting a pretty smart fight. He's working for submission, but he can't go toe-to-toe with Takahashi, you know, so he has to get Takahashi to the ground and try and hopefully make Takahashi make a mistake.
You know, you don't see that much in fighting where a guy goes to the ground and just waits for his opponent to come after him.
Right. Well, that's what Ito has to do, though, because if he tries to go toe-to-toe with Takahashi and punch and kick with him, he's going to get knocked out. So his best bet is to slide down, try and get Takahashi time, just like he did. Now he's out of danger.
And once again, Takahashi trying to get into a side mount position. And is he working for the submission there?
Yeah, what he's going to do is try and break that arm down, get it between his legs, and he'll slide his leg over the top of the arm and try for a crooked arm bar.
And you can see Ito
there he goes.
grimacing.
Yeah, he's got his head up there, so he broke it. Takahashi had to watch for the rear mount there. You see how quick these guys are? They feel something, and boom, they move. They got that experience and the instinct that they're in trouble, and they bounce up out of there.
And I think the round of applause there was more for Ito and his defensive movement than anything else.
Well, yeah, plus he went from where Takahashi had him in that submission hold, and he brought his leg up around Takahashi's head and pulled him down and broke the submission hold, and then he spun around him and got into a position to where he could have gotten Takahashi in a rear choke. But Takahashi defended it and spun out.
Coming up on about 2 minutes remaining in this 10-minute match. There will be fouls given throughout this Pancrase competition. First foul, fighters receive a yellow card, which is a caution. Second foul, fighters receive a red card, which is a warning. And the third foul would result in disqualification. Now, in this bout, Ken, since no one has lost a point, it will be judged by what type of technical points they achieve based on their standing attack, standing and ground wrestling, and submission skills. So it's not dissimilar to boxing or another sport where you have to render a decision.
No, it's not different. You know, the thing different about boxing, though, is that you've got one category.
Right.
Basically, you're just watching the hands. Well, here you got to watch the ground technique, you got to watch the hands and feet technique, and you got to watch the aggressiveness.
Takahashi from Chiba, Japan, 27 years of age. Amateur wrestling champion since he was age 18, and he continues to be the aggressor on Takafumi Ito from Osaka, Japan.
Yeah, right now, Ito is trying to look for an opening, but, you know, he's matched against a bigger, stronger, and just as skilled fighter. And when you have a bigger and stronger guy, you know, you're up against a wall.
Exactly.
But he's doing a great job.
Sometimes, you know, the best laid plans go astray because you just can't employ them against someone that big.
Well, it's not the bigness of it. It's just like, you know, Takahashi's got more skill because he's been doing it longer. He's training longer. And now Takahashi's bigger and stronger. So now you have a guy that's more skilled, a guy that's bigger and stronger, and strikes a lot more better. So now you have Ito. He has to be very quick to stay out of danger. That's his only way to win this fight is to keep moving quick, moving around, and then hopefully Takahashi makes a mistake.
Final seconds of this bout. Takahashi, now Ito goes in on a single leg.
He's got a front choke. He's into the ropes. Doesn't quite have it sunk in, but he has it pretty close there. If he can spin around, Ito rolls to his knees right here. If Takahashi can get his arms underneath his neck, which he's trying to do now, he comes up. Ito goes right to the guard, goes for a leg choke.
Referee Hirahara's close and the bell sounds, ending this bout. And a good one.
Yes, it was.
Strategically well done by Takahashi. And I thought Ito, despite being outsized, was a very game competitor.
Ito moved very quickly. He watched his balance. He didn't put himself into danger. And he had great defense. And he moved very quickly. Is what kept him in the match, was being quick and watching his balance and not making a stupid mistake.
So we'll have to see now what the official decision is. Once again, it will be rendered by the referee, the sub-referee, and the judge. Each will base it on 10 points for the winner and 9 or less for the loser. A draw is rendered if the number of lost points as well as the number of technical points is the same for both fighters.
Yeah, you know, the way I saw this fight is, you know, Takahashi's just too big and strong and too much technique for Ito. He controlled the fight. He landed more punching kicks. You know, I think he would win the fight, and he did.
And there's the announcement for Takahashi, who improves to 1-1 on the Truth Tour. And the ending up scoring is 30-28, 30-28, and 30-30. So it's a majority decision for Takahashi of Chiba, Japan.
Right here, he's throwing some roundhouse kicks. He's trying to hit him with some open hands. Ito has to shoot on him. He doesn't want to take those shots. He does a nice shot here by spinning around and taking the leg. And, of course, Takahashi, being a wrestler, defends it fairly well. He's in no danger, as you can see. There's no danger on his face. He just sits there and kind of waits, and eventually he'll spin out.
That's amazing poise, because to us it looked momentarily as though he had that knee pretty good.
Yeah, but he couldn't go anywhere with that. He basically sat on his back, and he was stuck there. Right here, Takahashi does a reversal and tries to get a rear mount on him. And Ito's trying to hang on the leg. But Ito does a smart thing. He goes right to his back.
So the bottom line, the pure strength of Takahashi, a factor in that move.
Oh, absolutely. And this, freeze, please. Now, this here is where Takahashi had Ito close to submitting. If you see where the hand is right here, he has it locked with his leg right here. The arm is bent. His shoulder is down here on the other side of his knee, and it comes up and it's crooked and comes down here behind his leg. He takes his other arm and it goes underneath the head here. What he's going to do is he's going to pull the head this way, and he's going to push the arm down this way. And what it does is create a lot of pain on the elbow there. As you can see, you see him wincing there, and he feels pain on his arm here. And you see the referee looking right down out there. He's checking the submission hold. He's watching the fighter to make sure that he's not in danger. Roll tape, please. As you can see here, Ito escapes out of this really nice because it was really close. He almost had him. He throws his leg up around the head here, and what he does is he pulls Takahashi backwards, which rolls him up, and his arms squirt out.
Great balance on the part of Ito to get out of that.
Especially as strong as Takahashi is. He gives up weight and strength, and that was a great escape. And now he's in position for a submission hold. He's trying to get a rear mount.
So Yoshiki Takahashi wins the majority decision over Takafumi Ito as we open things up here at the Brawl in Budokan. The Brawl in Budokan continues our second 10-minute match, and here comes Sammy Schlitt. 6'8", 227 pounds. He's from Holland, 21 years of age, the 1994 Holland Oyama Karate champion.
He's definitely a big boy.
First time we're going to see him in Pancrase competition here, and you can see the numbers. He's young, he's big, and he's tough.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the Holland fighters come in here, and they definitely got a reputation for being tough.
And his opponent is the local product from Japan. He is Manabu Yamada, 5'9", 187 pounds, 27 years of age, currently ranked number 9 in Pancrase competition. He started as a karate fighter, Ken, later mastered shoot fighting.
Yeah, he's been training for a long time, and so, you know, he's well-rounded in the kicking and punching and ground techniques, so this ought to be pretty interesting, although he's given up the reach and the weight, so this is going to be interesting.
And Yamada broke his arm last September in a match versus Morris Smith. He lost his position in the rankings at the time, and he's trying to recapture some of those rankings and move back up. But he's got a tall task.
Yeah, you can say that again. Let me tell you, it's going to be hard for him to move around on this guy because his feet stretch all the way across the ring.
So it's Yamada in yellow, Schlitt in red. Tremendous difference in height and weight. And we're underway.
Yeah, this guy leg kicks and throws some punches. There's one leg kick, and he throws a couple open hand strikes. This is going to be a tough task for Yamada to get any kind of submission on because his limbs are so long. It's going to be hard to get any leverage.
Main referee is Kenji Kosuge. He is the third man in the ring.
Looks like he's got some pretty good speed with his hands and his feet. He gets to a front mount and stands up, and now they're standing. And I think he's comfortable on his feet, Bruce.
And both of these guys are using the knee pads, Ken, which means they can use the knees as an offensive weapon.
Yeah, oh, there's a good knee. There's another knee to the head and a low leg kick. That was a good combination there. It looks like that looks like he caught him in the head.
Schlitt really nailed him on that move, and he's doing the damage with those big knees.
Yeah, Yamada's trying to hook his leg right here and trying to spin and get some, but looks like he's defending it pretty well.
Open hand, palm strike to the rib area. I'll tell you, Schlitt's knees equals Yamada's waist.
Schlitt is spinning pretty well for his first time. Yamada's trying to get an Achilles lock on him there, but because he has his knee bent and he needs to stretch him out and get some leverage and go to the side. But he's hugging on to him tight.
And there's some blood inside the mouth of Yamada. That might have been from one of those early knees or strikes.
Yeah, he hit him with about 2 or 3 knees there in that combination, and I think it kind of dazed him a bit. He's going for a choke there. He needs to get up and get his legs around him. He's got a pretty good rear choke, and Yamada slips out of it. He's got it still kind of sunk around his neck there.
Schlitt trying to close him out with a choke, a submission hold, but he just couldn't quite finish.
Now, he got his back to the mat, and it was hard for him to get his legs around him and really apply the choke on him. But he's putting pressure on his throat there to make him move, which is a good move.
And that blood on Schlitt is from Yamada's mouth. Sammy Schlitt, the 95 Holland Hokuto Ki champion. He also was the 94 Europe Ashiwara Karate Tournament champion.
Well, he's going for a rear choke again, but Yamada gets his back to the mat again, and he gets into the mount position. He establishes control.
So Schlitt is showing us a little bit of technique to go with that awesome knee power, which he showed in the first minute.
Yeah, you know, as tall as he is, he moves pretty well. 227 pounds, he moves pretty well for as tall and as big as he is.
And his fellow countryman, boss Rutten, is outside of the ring, rooting him on, despite the fact he's got a big battle later with Frank Shamrock.
Oh, he's got a pretty good choke there. He's got a pretty good choke. And Yamada reaches for the rope, which means he lost 1 point. It's an escape.
So Yamada loses a point. If any fighter loses 3 points in a 10-minute match or 5 points in a 30-minute match, they will therefore be out of the competition. And now coming over is one of the ring physicians. That's Dr. Kimisasa, who takes a look into the mouth of Yamada, checking him out. Kimisasa and Tanaka are the 2 ring physicians here at the Brawl in Budokan.
Yeah, you know, these physicians are right there on anything. They want to make sure the fighters are taken care of. There's a good leg kick.
Oh, another big knee to the head employed by Smisl.
He has some good combinations there, Bruce. He's going for a front sleeper choke. He's got to sink that in there. Oh, Yamada gets to his back. Looks like he still has it a little bit there. Yamada's getting his hands in to work his hands free so he doesn't cinch it up. He gets out.
It's quite a 1-2 tactic, either going with the big leg kicks, the knees, or his movement on the ground working towards submission.
The reason why he got up from there was because they were so close to the ropes. If he did try for a submission hold, they're too close to the ropes for him to be able to finish the fight.
And again, those big legs and the knee, and that one really caught the chest of Yamada.
That one hurt him. You can see him, his legs kind of buckle and go to the mat. Right now, looks like he's trying to work around for a side choke, a head and arm choke. He has such long arms that he can reach around Yamada's body pretty much anywhere and try and choke him. And Yamada's going for a knee bar there. He tucks under.
Still 5.5 minutes to go in this 10-minute match. It's been all Smisl.
And Yamada's got a good position to get a knee bar if he can just extend the leg out. And as tall as Smisl is that he reaches all the way across the ring and grabs the rope. That's a pretty good advantage for his type. Schlitt goes for a knee. Oh, hits him with a big knee, a roundhouse kick to the head, and drops him.
Oh, my, that one was really powerful. That's a knockdown. Again, a point will be deducted here from Yamada, but he continues to fight.
He's taking a lot of shots there, and you can see his legs buckling there, and he just doesn't have any power or control. He looks like he's hurt.
Great courage on the part of Yamada, but he has been stomped throughout. He's been tattooed by Smisl.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stand up. He's hanging onto that leg, trying for a submission. He's trying to go for an Achilles lock there. And Smisl is just standing there pushing people and pushing his legs down so he doesn't get any leverage on it.
A little over 4 minutes remaining in this 10-minute match. And Schlitt, finally a restart, called for by the referee. And what is keeping Yamada up, Ken?
I tell you, he's been hit with some big bombs. He got hit in the rib there. He took a bunch of knees to the head. He's just strong willpower. Schlitt's putting a pretty good beating on him.
And now, once again, Schlitt trying to employ the choke.
Yamada's going for a little toe hold there. But Schlitt is reaching around his body and going for a choke again. It looks like he's got a half a choke in
He's
there.
got it sunk in pretty good there.
Yeah, he might have one. He taps out. That's the end of the fight.
That is it. Yamada taps out, and mercifully so.
Wasn't a picture-perfect choke, but it worked. He took a pretty good beating there, and he choked him out.
And quickly, the medics are in the ring. Dr. Kimisasa, Dr. Tanaka, taking a good look at Manabu Yamada, who has been beaten here by Smisl, and a very one-sided match.
Oh, yeah, it looks like to put some cold, what that is cold spray, because when he got hit with the rib, it hit with the knee in the rib there, they spray that cold spray on there to keep the swelling down. And he looks like he's in quite a bit of pain. As you see, the doctors are there looking over and making sure that the rib is not broken. If it is, they would bring in the stretcher and move him gently. But so the doctors are looking it over, making sure there's no serious damage.
There's
and
Boss
there's
Rutten, very happy for his fellow countrymen. Do you think the rib got hit by that knee, or do you think it was the punch a little bit later on?
I think it was the knee that did the damage. He hit him with 2 or 3 knees in the head and then came and hit him in the side with the knee. And that's when Yamada dropped and tried to take the leg.
Well, the official time is 5 minutes, 44 seconds. Sammy Schlitt showing great sportsmanship, coming over to help out Yamada, who appears to be okay, at least for the time being. Schlitt wins by sleeper choke at 5:44 in an awesome display.
Yeah, he dominated it. Here's a replay. As Schlitt comes in with a knee. Those are some pretty heavy knees from that guy that big. Hits him in the head, does a nice leg kick inside, and from there, Yamada's trying to take Schlitt down because he can't take those knees or head. And right there, he hits him with an awesome knee right into the chest and face area. And so Yamada drops down, and right from this point, he's trying to get an Achilles hold. But as tall as Schlitt is, he just bends down, hits him with some palm strikes. It doesn't allow his legs to get straightened out so he can get into a submission position.
Here was the other tactic he employed throughout the fight, which was working on the choke, trying to get the submission hold.
Well, right here is basically an uncomfortable situation for the guy on the bottom by dropping that arm on the throat. It's not a submission hold, but it isn't comfortable, and it makes the guy move. As you can see, Yamada doesn't like it there. He's trying to move, get his hands in there. Schlitt's trying to pull his head up. Yamada's trying to push him off with his elbow so he doesn't get that weight down on the throat.
But it's difficult to push him off here. You're giving away 40 pounds, and there's not much you can do except try to roll him, right?
Yeah, and he's got a roll, which he does there, as you can see. And then right from that point, Schlitt just puts on a choke, tries to get him in a choke. And that was a nice leg kick.
What about the leverage of his kicks throughout here? He looked like he was pretty well planted.
Well, you know, with as tall as he is and the weight that he has behind his kicks, you know, they're whipping in there. Those knees are not traveling very far. They're short and sharp. Right here, he's applying a front choke. Freeze, please. As you can see right here, he's got his arm around here, circle inside. As you can see right in here, Yamada's trying to keep him from locking his hands out. His other hand is going behind his head and coming inside here. So you've got it here, and he's locking him up, and he's trying to put pressure on the choke in there, but Yamada's blocking it with his hands right there. Roll, please. And you'll see him roll to his back. He's still going to keep his hands inside. When I showed you earlier, his hands are still going to be inside here, trying to break his hands from locking up and forcing his head up here to get a choke in here.
Now, if he grabs the rope here, he knows he loses a point, but sometimes it's better to lose a point than lose a match.
Absolutely. But at that point, Yamada was pretty safe because he had his hands inside the lock. Right here, freeze frame, please. Right here, Yamada has a chance to win the fight. He has a perfect position for a knee bar. He has his leg up here and inside. The other leg is outside here, coming around his knee, so he has this leg trapped inside his legs. His hips are here. His knee is planted here. Schmidt's knee is planted right against his hip bone. All Yamada has to do is take this hand and this hand right here and wrap it around this leg, push his legs out, and pull back on the leg, and he has a knee bar.
Can he put enough pressure on that leg to force him to submit or no?
Well, from this position, the way that Schlitt is here, he's keeping pretty much close to Yamada. And when Yamada tries to go for the knee bar, he tucks up in tight. But Yamada does get him in that position, but is not able to put enough pressure on the knee. Roll tape, please. As you see right here, he ends up, and there he is. Freeze. Right here, you see how he rolls up? He's trying to pull the arm off. He's got the knee locked out, everything right here, but, you know, as long as he is, that's pretty tough to get a leverage on a leg that long. So roll tape, please. As you can see here, he has it, but Schlitt just squirms to the side. Right there is beautiful, and he's just not able to put the pressure on to finish it.
So Yamada had his big chance. It came in the middle of the bout, but it just wasn't able to come to fruition, and then Sammy Schlitt was able to close him out near the end.
Well, yeah, and he reached over and he grabbed the rope and was able to break it. Right here is the finishing hold. It's not a picture-perfect hold, but he beat on him enough during the fight that Yamada didn't have enough power or strength to break out of this. So as it is, it goes down in the record books as a choke, Bruce.
So once again, the winner is Sammy Schlitt by virtue of the sleeper choke. Well, we're just about ready for our next bout. This match is 15 minutes, and it features Osami Shibuya. He is from Kanagawa, Japan, which is south of Tokyo. Born and raised in Yokohama, an amateur wrestler in high school who joined Pancrase when he graduated, and he had a draw in April in the Yokohama tournament with Kunioku.
Yeah, he's just started out his debut with Kunioku, and it was a good fight for his first time out, and he's going to be a good fighter.
A very successful amateur wrestler, but his opponent is a good one. Jason DeLucia, you may know him from the UFC. He's number 5 ranked in Pancrase, 5'11", 200 pounds, 26 years of age, from Bellingham, Massachusetts.
Yeah, he's from Lions Den, and I can tell you, he's improved a lot. He is, his technique is really good, and I expect to see a lot of good submission holds displayed in this fight.
Well, speaking of submission, he won by a shoulder submission back in April over Inagaki. He squeezed the carotid artery. It was the same tactic that Dan Severn used on Paul Varlins in the Ultimate.
Yep, and Jason's technique is getting better every fight, so this is going to be an interesting fight to see what kind of technique he's using here.
So it's DeLucia in the black trunks and Shibuya in the red trunks.
Jason's got great foot speed and hand speed combination, and on the ground he does very well, so he's a well-rounded fighter.
Jason DeLucia, who says he abhors street violence, but he studies Kung Fu, not as a means of creating violence, but as a way of neutralizing it.
You know, Shibuya and Jason, they're both similar in their fighting techniques. They both are strong, they're in good shape, and they both have great technique. So this would be a good chess match. Right there he goes for an ankle lock. Shibuya goes for an ankle lock. Jason escapes very nicely.
And DeLucia showing some quickness early on. And he's on top working on Shibuya, who was up against a much more experienced fighter.
Yeah, you know, but, you know, Shibuya trains for a year before he ever steps into the ring, so these guys are quite ready when they step into the ring. So, but Jason has had more experience in the fight than Shibuya has, so, and his technique, as I'm sure is going to be displayed in these fights, that is a lot higher. There he goes for a knee bar, and he misses it. Shibuya escaped really nice.
DeLucia started with karate and kung fu when he was just a child. Then he moved on to judo and jiu-jitsu. And here's Shibuya. He's in the mount position, but quickly changes his movement.
Well, yeah, Jason just kind of waits for the move, and then he gets inside what we call a toe guard. He's got like a half guard now, and Jason's basically just kind of maneuvering around, feeling the balance, and he'll roll him when he feels him off balance.
Is the mount less important in Pancrase than the UFC because you can't punch with the closed fist while the opponent is down?
Absolutely. The danger's not there, so it allows you to rest. Right here, Jason's trying for a choke, and if he sinks that in there, he could choke him out right here. That's a good submission, and Shibuya escapes.
He grabs the rope. That's an escape. That means he loses 1 point. So Shibuya now trailing in this match with Jason DeLucia.
That was one of Jason's sneaky holds. He likes to slide that hand up inside on the Adam's apple, and the other one comes inside, and it creates a lot of pressure on the throat.
In this match of 15 minutes, if he grabs that rope 5 different times, he would lose the match because he would lose the 5 points. It would be considered a technical knockout.
Right here, they're just kind of feeling each other out. Jason, like I said, he has really good quickness, but Shibuya likes to shoot off a kick or a punch.
And now it's Shibuya, once again, on top, inside the legs of DeLucia. DeLucia, therefore, would be in the guard.
Exactly, and he was trying to work the legs out and trying to get him tilted one way. That's a nice little reversal there.
Oh, beautiful movement.
Ties the legs up, comes up off, hooks the elbow, which spins him over, trapping the legs.
So DeLucia moves to the mount position and starts once again to think about some type of chokehold.
He's always working for a submission all the time. He's always looking, he's always making a guy move. He's never just sitting there. He's always looking for the opening.
Well, I'll tell you, DeLucia won his Red Sash in no-holds-barred ritual combat. He was required to defeat the Red Sash master of the class at the time and physically remove the prize from his opponent's body. That's pretty good work.
Yeah, he's had some experience out there. So, and this here, he's trying for a shoulder lock. He's trying to pull it up and over in the back, and Shibuya's got his hands locked. So Jason has to put pressure on the shoulder by lifting up and pushing down on the wrist.
This is the Brawl in Budokan. I'm Bruce Beck along with Ken Shamrock. This is the 15-minute match between Jason DeLucia, who is in the black trunks, and Osami Shibuya in the red trunks.
Right now, Jason's just, he's working around on him. He's just, every second, he's looking for something. And as it is, Shibuya's not able to get into his offensive game because Jason's always trying something, so he's defending all the time.
This crowd, as usual, very hushed. That's the nature of the Pancrase audience. The site here, Nippon in Budokan, over 12,000 people in attendance, but it's hard to hear them sometimes.
You know, they study the fights, and they really enjoy these fights, and they watch very intently.
Well, I'll tell you, people in the Montreal Forum, when they watch hockey, are very quiet and very appreciative in a quiet way.
Jason's got his hand inside again. He's looking for that throat choke. He's got his leg trapped outside, and he has a good choke going in there. That's Shibuya reaches over and goes for, that's a lost point again, Bruce.
So it's the second time we've seen Shibuya lose a point on an escape. Fighters lose points for knockdowns, escaping a submission hold by grabbing the rope. So -2, essentially, for Shibuya.
He's in the hole. And I tell you, that was the same one that he applied earlier. He fell for it twice.
Once again, they're back on their feet. Quick kick by DeLucia.
He's very snappy with his kicks and his hand combinations. Right there, he goes for a right and a left combination. Goes right to the guard. Shibuya tries for a step over and get a knee bar right there. He's trying to work that leg inside. He's trying to get the other leg free, and he'll step across the body. And Jason blocked it very nicely.
You know, it seems sometimes that they don't really have a chance to work a particular move for too long. It's so quick, the change of movement, the change of position.
Well, what it is it's like a chess game. You know, your one move may not be your finishing move. It may be setting you up for your finishing move. So that's what this is, all this movement, all this stepping for one, and you checking, and he sees which way you move, one way or the other, and then he moves that way, and you move the other way, and then boom, he gets you. You see something open, and there it is.
Well, this is where Shibuya is best, on the ground, a successful amateur wrestler.
Jason's going for an armbar right here. He got his legs tucked up inside. He's trying to work the arm loose. Shibuya's got his hands together. Jason's trying to tuck that knee inside. Now he switches over, tries to get back into the guard. Shibuya flies on his back and puts Jason in the guard.
And there is where DeLucia, again, using some of his strength. Both guys about equal weight, but DeLucia's been much more active offensively in this fight.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the fight, he is going for submission, and Shibuya the whole time, because Jason is so active and going after submission, that he's always defending, and he never gets into his offensive game.
Restart by our referee, Okamoto. That's Hiromi Okamoto, who is considered the main referee, helped by a sub-referee and a judge in the scoring. You know, I always wondered about those kicks where you don't land. You just trying to get some respect from your opponent?
No, you're just throwing them out there and you're measuring them up. You're trying to see what his reaction's going to be, and then you combination off that.
Choke again, opportunity for DeLucia.
He has the rear mount. He's got the legs in. He's got the arm trapped, and he's got his arm around, and he's going for the choke right here. And he's getting great position. His legs are inside. He's maintaining control. He's keeping his chest to back. He's trying to stay low on him. He keeps his toes inside to control Shibuya's waist there. And he's trying to escape. But see how he keeps his chest to his back, and he goes for the choke. He has it sunk in right there. And I believe he just reached for the rope. That's number 3.
I think that's why the ref stepped in there. So Shibuya got the rope again. That's 3 escapes, which is 3 subtractions, 2 more, and it would be a technical knockout victory for Jason DeLucia. 8.5 minutes into this 15-minute bout, and it has been all DeLucia.
Yeah, DeLucia is putting on a clinic here with the submission holds. He's all over Shibuya, and Shibuya just can't get into an offensive game. He's just, he's all over him. He's blanketing him. He's beating him standing up and on the ground.
Well, he's got experience against big-name fighters such as Hoist Gracie in UFC 2 when he lost by an arm lock in a minute 3, and this DeLucia has certainly learned his lessons well.
Well, I'll tell you, he's come a long way from then, and he's improved 100%, and he's not the same fighter as he was then.
Shibuya showing some quickness. Gets his knees to the chest of DeLucia.
He's trying to work himself in there for an arm bar, as you see him trying to step over and get that arm up there. But Jason's keeping the elbow lower than Shibuya's hips, which doesn't allow him to get the arm bar. The back and forth in this fight, Jason's just really working hard for the submission.
Shibuya comfortable here in the guard? Is this what he wants?
Well, I don't think Shibuya's comfortable in this fight at all, because Jason's all over him. He's flying, he's jumping for a submission, and he's got him in the same chokehold twice. And so, you know, everything that he grabbed the rope has been a choke. It's been a rear choke and 2 side chokes.
I don't know if DeLucia grabbed the rope there or they just slid underneath the ropes.
What happens in that is they both roll towards the ropes and they're underneath the ropes, but neither one of them has a submission hold on. They will stop the action and stand them up because they don't want them rolling out of the ring.
So no points deducted there?
No points deducted. It's just a restart.
So 3 points have been subtracted from Shibuya. We're 10.5 minutes into this 15-minute bout. DeLucia in the black trunks, Shibuya in the red trunks.
Right here, Jason's trying to work his leg over the top. He wants to roll Shibuya over and work for an arm bar from here. So he'll try and get that leg inside and pull the arm out. He's positioning himself really nice, and now he has to turn Shibuya.
DeLucia has been on somewhat of a roll lately. A victory over Funaki in November.
There he goes for the arm bar. He has great position.
A win over Ito in December, and a win over Inagaki in April.
That was an escape. Shibuya got his elbow down. Jason's in the top mount. They're too close to the ropes for Jason really to do anything unless he rolls him back to the center of the ring. Because it's too close for him, he can just reach up and grab the rope. No matter how big the ring is, it always seems to end up somewhere near the ropes.
About 3.5 minutes left in this bout. And Jason DeLucia can just try to stay out of trouble. Just try not to make a mistake because he's well ahead.
Well, Jason's fighting is that he wants to win this fight. He wants to make him tap out, and he's not going to slow down. He's going to keep being aggressive. Right here, they're underneath the rope, and they should break it.
And that's exactly what happens as Okamoto separates the fighters. They will restart from their feet. Just about 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, Jason, he won't slow down. He'll keep continuing to try submission because I tell you, the best defense is a good offense. As long as you keep the guy on defense, he cannot beat you.
And the referee quickly adjusting those knee pads because striking is allowed with the knee pads with the knee if it's in the proper position.
Yeah, you know, you don't want those things sliding down and then hitting somebody with the bare knee because that can cut, or you can even injure your own knee by hitting the top of the head.
Among the techniques which are prohibited in Pancrase, striking to the throat, headbutts, striking with the knee, the shin, with no knee and shin pad, respectively.
That was a nice roundhouse. Nice, quick, and snappy. Shibuya should probably try and press him. He is behind in points. He's lost 3 points already, and he needs to go for something.
Nice move by Shibuya. Grabbed double leg, took him down.
Yeah, he needs to really press it because he's losing the fight. And Jason's going to keep fighting. He wants to make him tap.
Shibuya is not losing for a lack of effort.
No, you know, he's doing what he can, and Jason just has a lot more experience in the fighting ring.
Under 2 minutes left. Shibuya in the red trunks already with 3 escapes. He has lost 3 points.
And he's in the top mount right now, but they're, they're near the rope, so there's really not much that can go on there, So Jason will sit tight and wait for a chance to turn him somewhere towards the center of the ring.
Why not striking with the open hand from the mount position?
You can do that. That is okay to do that, but some people do it and some people don't. Jason and Shibuya want to work for submission.
Right.
But it is allowed. You can do that.
Is there more of a chance of getting rolled from that position if you take a shot at with the open hand?
When you're striking with an open hand, you're not going to finish the fight that way, okay? But what happens is it does take the distraction off of you actually trying to finish the fight. You're wasting energy throwing open hand strikes. Occasionally in a fight where you get guys that are powerful, they'll use those open hand strikes because they can do some damage.
DeLucia was in a side mount, now trying to get to the mount position from above. About 30 seconds left in this bout. DeLucia continues to work.
He wants to go for that choke again, but I think Shibuya's on to him. Basically in a guard position, there's nothing going on, so the referee will restart. They'll break it and restart it because of lack of action. And we know there's action, a lot of action going on in this ring, but the referee wants to continue the action because it's getting towards the fight and want to give everybody an opportunity to keep moving.
Shibuya trying to get to the side mount. Again, using his quickness well from the stand-up position. Warning from the announcer, final seconds of the bout. Oh, look at that move by DeLucia.
Swinging over the top. He's trying for a leg choke right here. Yeah, that was sweet coming off his back like that. He hooks the legs inside and spins him over the top. And then Shibuya rolls out and he swings right into a leg choke. He's got to get that toe down, but Shibuya's blocking his hips down so he can't bring the other leg across. See how he's blocking the hips and he can't get him across?
Final seconds of this bout.
He's reaching up for the toe. He's getting it down there. He's trying to sink that in there, but he just can't get that elbow off the hips to get it turned over.
DeLucia trying to finish with a flurry.
And that's a restart. There is no escape points. They were under the rope, and he's going to restart them.
And that is it. So the bell ends the fight. There's the mutual respect from DeLucia and Shibuya. And the victory will go to DeLucia because of the 3 points which were lost by Shibuya. Jason, DeLucia wins it.
He put on a clinic,
Absolutely.
I'll tell you. That was a clinic, and I'm very impressed with the way he moved in and out of his submission holds. And he was very smooth, and he took the fight to Shibuya the whole fight.
Even the last 3 minutes when all he had to do was stay out of trouble.
Yeah, he tried to finish it.
Here's some action.
We're starting in a guard position. And what Jason's going to do here, he's going to slide the hand, freeze please. Right here, Jason's going to take this hand right here, and he's going to slide it up underneath the chin of Shibuya. And it puts a lot of pressure. This hand here is coming down underneath. This hand comes over the top, and it pushes up with this hand and puts it on the Adam's apple, which creates a lot of pressure on the esophagus, and he cannot breathe. Roll tape, please. As you see, he'll slide that hand inside, right on the Adam's apple. He'll pull up with this hand and push with this hand, and that will create a lot of pressure on the esophagus, and he cannot breathe right here, and that will force him to grab the ropes. He'll try and block it. He's trying to get his hands inside there, but he cannot reach it. Jason has that sunk in there nice and tight.
So Shibuya has no choice but to reach out and grab the rope, and therefore he is given a 1-point reduction.
If he does not, then he goes to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it makes sense to take your shot because in some big-name fights, you'll oftentimes see both guys grabbing ropes, correct?
Absolutely, and he does the same thing right here again. Shibuya falls for the same thing. He's got the hand, freeze please. He's got the hand over the top. The other hand is sunk in underneath the chin. This time he's trapping his legs, and he's going to roll Shibuya to the side here and put pressure onto the choke. Roll tape, please. Right here, you'll see him trap that leg. He'll roll him over. He already has the hand sunk in there. Shibuya reaches out and grabs the rope. That's a lot of pressure on the esophagus, and that's twice. he got caught with that move. Right here is a typical rear choke. As you can see, Jason has a leg sunk in right here, and down here he has a leg sunk in. What he's going to do is he's going to push up on his feet this way to try and turn his hips, Shibuya's hips over. And he's maintaining control by keeping his chest to back. Roll tape, please. As you can see here, Shibuya's going to try and escape several times, but Jason keeps his legs inside and keeps his chest to back. And he keeps trying to cinch that in right here. He needs to stay chest to back. He keeps his chest to his back. Shibuya will sit up here once, and you'll see Jason scoot forward to keep closeness on Shibuya and keep his legs inside so he doesn't lose the position.
So, Kenny, even though our focus is the arms, it's the leg that's really helping to set it up?
See this toe?
Yeah.
He's got it on the back of the thigh here and does not allow him to continue rolling through. He's pulling him back again. He's keeping it chest to back. He's trapping the arm, not allowing him to squeeze out. So he's keeping a good maintained mount position or balanced position on his back. Roll tape, please. As you see, he brings him back over. He has the arm all the way around his throat, and this hand is going to release and go for the choke. Shibuya sits up, chest to back. He'll pull him back down, chest to back, keeping the closeness. Keeps his arm synced in on the throat, reaches over, and now he has the choke. He has the legs in, he has the arms in, and that right there, he could put him to sleep. He's in the center of the ring.
Terrific positioning right there. So Shibuya grabbed the rope for a third time.
Yeah, that was 3 lost points. And Jason, he just put on a clinic here when it came to submission. He was trying things the whole fight. Even when he was up 3 points, he was still continuing trying to finish the fight.
I like this move a lot here where he really takes a chance and starts thinking, let me go backwards.
Well, you know, he's already up 3 points, and he's still thinking submission. He wants to win this fight, and like I said earlier, the best defense is a good offense.
So Jason DeLucia wins by decision. Well, for those of you just joining us, here's a recap of what has transpired so far. In the first fight, Yoshiki Takahashi dominated a much smaller Takafumi Ito to win by a decision. Manabu Yamada, who had told the Japanese press he was interested in fighting a bigger man, got his wish but proved no match for newcomer Sammy Schlitt, submitting to a choke in 5:44. And Jason DeLucia extended his winning streak, scoring a unanimous decision over Osami Shibuya. Ken, do you like the future of DeLucia in Pancrase?
Bruce, his technique that he showed tonight was outstanding. He did very well. I think he can be the next king of Pancrase.
Bold statements from Ken Shamrock. Well, all you UFC fight fans tuning into tonight will be happy to know that your next Octagon experience is not far away. Take a look at this. Well, my interest is piqued. I can't wait until July. Next up at tonight's Brawl in Budokan is the local favorite, Funaki versus August Smisl. Let's pick up the action down on the floor. Next up at tonight's Brawl in Budokan is one of the biggest men we've ever seen in Pancrase, August Smisl, 6'5", 298, 28 years of age, from Austria. In '95, he was a second-place finisher in the strongman contest. And Ken, he's really an unknown quantity.
Yeah, he's really big, but I'll tell you, I will have to see what kind of technique he has here, because Funaki is good on his feet and he's really good on the ground.
Smisl, the 1988 Austria Judo Tournament champion, but his opponent, one of the big favorites here in Japan, Funaki, number 4 in the rankings, 27 years of age, 6 foot, 209, 11 years of professional wrestling experience, perhaps the most popular fighter in Pancrase.
Yeah, I think he's the most well-rounded fighter in Pancrase. He has outstanding kicks and punch combination, and he has outstanding submission techniques on the ground.
He comes off a victory over Yanagasawa. It was on the Truth Tour back in April in Yokohama when the ref stopped the match at 8:42. And you can hear the enthusiasm generated by Mitsuru Miyata, who is the ring announcer and somewhat of a fixture on the Pancrase Tour. Got to tell you, Ken, I like his inflection.
Yeah, you know, he brings the crowd up, don't he?
He sure does.
You know, Smisl here is pretty large, and if he has any technique at all, this could be quite a fight.
89 pounds, Smisl with the edge. 5 inches, Smisl with the edge. But the question is, does he have the experience? Does he have the fortitude? And does he have the know-how of Funaki? 20-minute match.
Yeah, he looks pretty intense. Funaki lands a round kick to the leg.
Funaki's got tremendous feet. Uses them well, both balance-wise and by really pulverizing opponents with good kicks.
You know, he sets them up with low kicks, high kicks, hand combinations, and then he shoots and goes for a takedown. He's a well-rounded fighter. And we don't know much about Smisl, so we're going to find out right here. He's big and strong. Let's see what kind of technique he has.
Look at the kicks by Funaki, keeping Smisl at bay.
Yeah, when Smisl steps in, he throws those roundhouses, and it's keeping him back. It doesn't look like Smisl has too much boxing or kickboxing experience, because he's not blocking very well.
Oh, a big kick
boy.
by Funaki.
He didn't keep the hands up, and he got caught right in the back of the head. Looks like he's going to be all right. But,
look at those eyes. He definitely dazed him there.
That's when that cloud cover comes over.
That kick came just about 1 minute and 5 seconds in. See if Funaki can capitalize on it. Another kick, this time to the leg.
Well, here we go. Let's see what he has on the ground. Now, he's in a bad... Funaki can get the rear mount from here. He pops his head out. He's got good position. He keeps his back to his chest. Smisl needs to get out of here, because if he doesn't, he's going to get choked. He's got control of Funaki's arm, so he cannot reach around and choke him. But Funaki's got good position. He gets those legs inside of Smisl's, and he's in trouble. This is not a good position for Smisl to be in. And here it is. This doesn't look good.
He's got the choke employed.
There's the tap.
He's got him. Smisl fizzles. Funaki with the win, and it was quick. 2 minutes and 1 second.
Yeah, you know, he gave up his back, and Funaki capitalized on it.
The sleeper choke employed by Funaki and brilliantly set up by a series of kicks.
Well, you know, he had him backed off with the roundhouse kicks to the leg, and then he kicked him in the head, and that right there was the beginning of the end when he hit him with that roundhouse kick. Right here, you'll see it'll hit him right in the back of the head when he throws his high kick. It catches him right in the back of the head, and it drops him right there. Boom, he goes down. Right there, you know, this guy is not a small guy. Funaki kicked him right in the back of the head, and that's a tall man there.
That's a kick that would have made Don the Dragon Wilson proud.
Oh, absolutely. That was a beautiful kick. He drops him, and he goes, okay from here, but this was the beginning of the end right here. He's going, what am I doing here?
He thought he was in Yokohama for a minute.
And here it is right here. This is the finish here. Will Funaki freeze it, please? You see right here, Funaki's a little high, but he's going to get his legs back inside to create the balance. And when he does this, he'll keep his chest to Smisl's back. He'll flatten him out like a pancake, and then he'll pull his head up, slide the arm in, and finish the choke. Roll tape, please. You'll see the legs slide inside. Right there, you see the legs go inside. You'll see him flatten him out by pushing his legs out. There he goes. He's flattened out. Now, right here, pull the head up, slide the hand underneath the throat. And once he gets here, he just reaches up, grabs his own arm, puts his hand behind his head, and he's applying the choke. That's the end right there.
So the pancake in Pancrase, the sleeper hold, worked to perfection by Masa Funaki, one of the best in the martial arts field. A victory for Funaki. And we move to one of our big bouts of the night. Guy Mezger against Minoru Suzuki. And Guy Mezger comes in as the #6 ranked fighter in Pancrase. He's from Dallas, Texas, 6'1", 187 pounds, 5-2-1, his career mark in Pancrase. Clearly a fighter on the rise, Ken Shamrock.
Yes, he is. He's out of the Lion's Den, and he's done quite well. He's improved a lot since his fight in the UFC, and since he's come to Pancrase. He won the tournament, the ranking tournament, which ranks him number 6 now.
And Suzuki, the former king of Pancrase, currently ranked number 2, a successful amateur wrestler in high school, a pro wrestler when he graduated, considered one of the top submission technicians in all of Pancrase. His mark, 16-7 in Pancrase competition.
Yeah, he likes to go by his nickname, the Wind. He feels he moves like the wind on the mat, and he does. He's very quick and smooth on the mat. And I think that Guy Mezger's technique in this fight is going to be to keep Suzuki on his feet and don't go to the mat.
He's got that polished look about him. He did lose in his first appearance in the Truth Tour in Yokohama, losing to Frank Shamrock on a knee hold at 22 minutes and 53 seconds. Let's pick up the formal introductions from our ring announcer, Mitsuru Miyata.
97キロ、ランキング6位、ガイ・メッツァー。赤コーナー178センチ、84キロ、ランキング2位、鈴木みのる。
And we're set to go. Suzuki in the black trunks. Mezger in the black trunks with the red knee pads and the ponytail.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get rid of the ponytail. It makes him stronger, he says.
Ken, what do you look for early on? How important the first minute or so?
Well, I think what Guy's going to try and do, he's going to keep Suzuki on his feet, and he's going to try and knock him out with his hands and feet combinations. If he goes to the mat with Suzuki, he's going to keep him close and keep him tight because he knows Suzuki is an expert on the mat.
Suzuki took the title from the man next to me, Ken Shamrock, last May, lost it to Boss Rutten in his first title defense.
Then my brother avenges my loss.
Way to keep things in the family.
Yep. So right here, they're exchanging knees. This is what Guy wants. He wants the stand-up fight, and Suzuki may try and take him down, but I don't think Guy's going to have any of that. He's going to try and keep his distance, work his body. There's a good body punch. He's going to work Suzuki standing up, and he does not want to go to the mat. Suzuki wants to try and get Guy to the mat.
Very confident, very polished Suzuki. Always that look of poise, patience.
Well, you know, they're confident in their abilities, and you have to be confident as a fighter. If you're shook, that's that mental preparation.
Mezger won his Truth Tour debut in Yokohama, a decision over Gregory Schmidt. Mezger also a veteran of a couple of UFCs, but I think he's matured both as a fighter and physically he's much bigger.
Yeah, you know, he's put on about 10 pounds, and he's still quick and in great shape. And that's what you got to do when you put on weight. You want to put on good weight. You want to put on conditioned weight. Because most people get big and strong, but it slows them down. They're not as in good shape. It's got to be conditioned weight. It's got to be put on. It can't just be muscle weight and make you all tight. Guy's in great shape. He put the weight on slowly, and it's working to his benefit.
Couple of good punches by Mezger.
He's working the body with his, it's okay to hit closed fist to the body and work the body, but to the head it has to be open hand, and Guy's using closed fist to the body and working Suzuki.
Just missed taking the feet from under Suzuki, but Minoru Suzuki, the veteran from Yokohama, able to pick it up, maintain his balance on his feet.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little surprised that Suzuki's not trying to shoot him, but of course the last time they fought, Suzuki tried to shoot him a couple times, and he caught some big knees, so he might be a little leery of shooting in.
I get the feeling he's being a bit cautious overall.
Yeah, he took some big shots when he fought last time, when he shot in, and Guy hit him with some body shots and hit him with a couple of knees, so he's waiting for that opportunity to shoot in without getting blasted.
3 minutes into this 30-minute bout. Suzuki on your left, Mezger on your right.
There he goes to shot, and a Guy hits him with a knee, working his body with the hands.
Doing some good work to the body. And there's a drop by Guy Mezger.
The referee stepped in, and I don't know what the call is. He's giving him a card. That's a yellow card. That's a warning card.
I think that was for using his fingers towards Suzuki's throat area. Mezger doesn't like it, but he does get the yellow card. Once again, a yellow card caution, a red card warning, and that red card will cost you a point.
Yeah, he just got cautioned that time because I don't think it was an intentional. I think he just caught his foot, and when we pushed him back to knock him down, his hand slipped up off his chest onto his throat.
Yep.
Right now, this is a pretty good chess match standing up, and there's a low blow.
Timeout called by our referee, and our referee for our last couple of bouts is Soichi. That's Hiroto Soichi, and he's pointing out to the crowd that a yellow card has been given.
Yes, we knew before the last time they fought, it was the other way around, that Suzuki got hit in the groin.
So we've got 2 yellow cards given, one to Mezger for those fingers towards the Suzuki's throat, and now for Suzuki for a low blow. No points penalized.
And neither one of them were intentional. They were accident, but the yellow card was still is a warning to say, hey, you know, one more of those and you're going to get a red card.
And from what I read going into this fight, referees are being encouraged to give those cautions more readily and also give those warnings.
Well, yeah, because, you know, they want to cut down on the groin kicks, and if you hit a guy in the groin one time, then you've got to start throwing kicks outside and high, because if you hit him again, you're going to lose a point.
Suzuki number 2 in the rankings. Mezger number 6. 5 minutes in to this chess match thus far. But Mezger with the open hand palm punch to the face of Suzuki.
Well, you know, Suzuki's tried to shoot in twice, and he has not been successful either time. And he also took punishment when he did it. So, Guy has the fight going exactly the way he wants it. So this is playing right into Guy. He wants to stand-up fight. Suzuki's tried to take him down twice, was not able to accomplish it, and he took punishment when he did. So this fight right here is exactly the way Guy wants it to go.
On his feet.
And he's punishing Suzuki. Suzuki really needs to get this fight to the mat.
Mezger could have been an Olympian. He says he's sick of tired of saying could have, would have. He's regretted and sick and tired of hearing about it. Well, here's a chance to move up in the rankings significantly.
He's working the body hard. He's going to town with those body shots.
Good work by Mezger, followed up by a knee.
That was some good, hard shots on the body there. It looks like it took some steam out of Suzuki.
Had some good punches upstairs.
Oh, good right hand. See how that rope bounced him off?
Yeah,
they
that's
tightened
that firm
the
rope. Yeah. Six and a half minutes in. Mezger's done some nice work on his feet. A plethora of knees, plus some pretty good punches upstairs with the open palm.
I'll tell you, his best combinations to this far is he's really concentrating on Suzuki's body when he gets him in the corner. He's really been working him over. He's been working the body over, and then on top of that, it's been opening the open hand strike to the head.
Solid low kick by Suzuki. Suzuki kicked to the body, but Mezger counters. And now Metzger's got that leg.
Right now, Suzuki needs to watch because he's in a bad situation. When a guy reaches up and grabs that head, he can use the hand to pull the head down and bring the knee up to hit him in the head with a knee.
Metzger's got Suzuki backed up in the corner, lands to the body. Knees to the face. Down goes Suzuki.
Yeah, those knees are, he may smile, but those are taking a toll on him. You get a reaction out of Suzuki, he smiles or something like that, you know that you've hit him with oh, that was a great right hand on the chin.
Oh my, down goes Suzuki. He was pummeled there.
5, 6, 7.
Guy caught him with the right hand when he stepped in to throw that kick. As you can see the welt on his cheek there. He hit him with a solid shot. It dropped him.
So that knockdown will cost Suzuki a point. Question is, how quick will he recover?
The guy's moving in for the kill. He smells it. He wants it. He's going hard.
Combination by Mezger to the body.
He's working him.
Knee to the head.
He's hurt. He's hurt. He's dazed. When he hit him with that knee, his eyes are cloudy. He's not moving.
Down goes Suzuki.
He's not getting up, Bruce.
Down, 1,
He's
2,
taking a count.
3, 4.
Count is at 5.
6, 7.
And the ref waves it. It's over.
Bruce, he hit him with that knee in the corner, and he opened up with the right hand and the punches to the body. And then when he stepped out of the corner, he did not have any balance.
Mezger wins it with the technical knockout under 8 minutes. Unofficially, 7 minutes and 59 seconds. And this is a pumped-up Mezger showing a lot of emotion. And right now, our concern is for Suzuki, who is getting medical attention while Mezger celebrates.
Well, this was a big fight for Guy Mezger because he won the ranking tournament, which put him in number 6, and he just beat Suzuki, who was ranked number 2, which puts him at ranking number 2. This was a big fight for Guy Mezger.
So Suzuki, again, being attended to. He was dazed, I think, in the first knockdown.
He got, this whole fight, he was taking knees, and he was taking punches to the body. He got hit with a couple open hand right hands. And then he got him in the corner, and he hit him again. He was dazed when he went down the first time. Then Guy got him in the corner, hit him with his several knees, worked the body, and then when Suzuki stepped out of the corner, he had no balance, and he went down hard.
Stretcher being brought into the ring for the former king of Pancrase, Minoru Suzuki. Mezger showing his concern, and Suzuki throws the stretcher away, and there's the embrace, the mutual respect shown by the fighters. And Suzuki goes back down.
He's dazed,
This
Bruce.
is bizarre. A former champion doesn't want to ever admit any sign of weakness, but this guy obviously needs a little bit of help right now.
Well, you know, he got hit with those knees and those open hand shots, and he's just not all there right now. And he's got to let someone help him out because he is definitely dazed. He's out on his feet right now.
So Suzuki drops to 0-2 in this Truth Tour, first losing to Shamrock, and now to Guy Mezger. And now trying to get out of the ring under his own power. Crowd very appreciative of the efforts of Suzuki, even in defeat.
Well, you know, they watch the fight, you know, and they appreciate when someone gives a good effort. Well, right here, Bruce, we're going to see the combinations that Guy lays in. There's to the body. He is just landing those punches to the body and the knees to the head. Right there, he hits him in the head, swings him out. And from there, Suzuki falls. He hit him with that good knee, and he hit him in the body. He worked the body really well. Right here is another series. That was that right hand. It dropped him. He hit him right on the chin and sent him down. That's the one that hurt him, Bruce, right there. That's the one that was the beginning of the end, right there. That was a beautiful shot.
It was like a glazed look in his eye and a delayed reaction going down.
Well, that's what happens when you get hit good. You want to stay up, but your legs are not staying with you. Right here is where Guy puts the finishing touches. He's working the body. He's working body. Suzuki tries to come out. He's already dazed, and he's down from here.
He just gets flipped down to the ground. So a terrific performance by Guy Mezger. TKO victory, sure to move up in the new Pancrase rankings. So there you have it. 2 great fights leading to our main event. First of all, it was the local talent, Masaharu Funaki, making short work of August Smisl, knocking him down with a kick, then choking him out in just over 2 minutes. And then it was Guy Mezger by TKO, rocking Minoru Suzuki in a fight that lasted 7 minutes, 59 seconds. Ken, how do you assess Mezger's performance?
Well, Bruce, Guy went into this fight to beat Suzuki standing up. he did not want to go to the ground with Suzuki because that's where Suzuki is most strong. Guy had to keep Suzuki on his feet and beat him standing up, and that's what he did.
You know, we've talked about the future of Jason DeLucia. Where is Mezger headed in the world of Pancrase?
Well, you know, he's got great hand and feet combinations. He's come a long ways when he's been on the mat working on his ground technique. If he improves on that, sky's the limit.
Well, still to come, our main event of the evening, Boss Rutten versus Frank Shamrock for the King of Pancrase. How do you expect this one to unfold?
This one's going to be interesting. You know, they fought twice before, as we said earlier, and this is going to be quite a matchup. The way that Boss has to win this fight is he has to use his lightning-quick hands and his powerful feet. And the way that Frank has to win this fight is he has to take Boss down to the mat, and he has to apply some quick submission holds on him.
Well, you've seen some exciting action tonight, but folks, come July, you're in for a real treat. It's UFC 10. We're back from the future, the forthcoming Ultimate Fighting Championship 10 to the reality of tonight's brawl in Budokan. And we're set for the main event, the title bout, to determine who is the real King of Pancrase. So here we go, the main event of the evening, the match we've been waiting for. This is for the King of Pancrase, Frank Shamrock against Boss Rutten. And here comes Frank Shamrock, the provisional King of Pancrase.
You know, this fight's going to be exciting. It's going to be a war. And what we're going to see here is Frank's going to have to get it from that on the ground and beat him with a submission hold, and Boss is going to use his lightning fast kicks and powerful punches. And this is going to be a good matchup.
Frank is 10-3-1 in Pancrase competition, 23 years of age from Lockford, California.
Yeah, you know, he's been training real hard for this fight, and he's real excited. He's 23 years old, and he's getting an opportunity to unify this title.
And here comes the current boss of Pancrase, Boss Rutten. He is the king right now, wants to retain his throne. 31 years of age, 6'1", from Holland.
Yeah, Boss is powerful. I fought him twice, and he's very strong and very powerful. And it's going to be a test for Frank because when he shoots in, Boss likes to wait for you to shoot in, and he likes to throw his kicks and his powerful punches.
Rutten is 16-4 in Pancrase. He took the title from Suzuki in September.
Yeah, that was quite a fight. You know, they both fought Suzuki. They both beat Suzuki. So this is going to set up for a very interesting match. They fought twice before, as we know, and both times they had to go to the card.
And Rutten is a former stand-up fighter who mastered submissions very quickly.
He's a very quick learner.
Yeah. The introductions by Mitsuru Miyata.
青コーナー180センチ、89キロ、暫定キングオブパンクラシスト、フランク・シャムロック。
Big round of applause for Frank Shamrock. Now the introduction of the champ, Boss Rutten.
第3代キングオブパンクラシスト、バス・ルーテン。
It's very intense. They both want to win this fight, and they're going to come out ready to go. This is going to be an intense fight.
So here we go. Boss Rutten with the black trunks with the red boots, and Frank Shamrock with the black trunks and the black boots.
Yeah, you know, I think Frank's feeling him out here, trying to get his distance, and he's gonna have to shoot on him right there. He wants it to the ground, and Boss doesn't want to go. He wants to keep it up.
Rutten at 196, Frank Shamrock at 195. Rutten is 8 years a senior.
Ooh, nice throw.
Whoa.
And they're to the mat, right where Frank wants to be.
Side mount position quickly for Frank Shamrock following the throw.
And he's moving around and he's waiting. There's a strike to the stomach. He wants Boss to move. He's trying for a rear neck crank. He'll spit the hand behind the head and he'll turn the head up. Looks like he's got it sunk in there pretty good. He doesn't have his base though. He needs to get his legs spread out. And Boss is scrambling. He didn't have his base and he was able to get out of there. Boss tried a knee.
Good reversal by the Boss, back to the stand-up position.
There's a good, strong kick by Boss.
Frank Shamrock kind of laughs it off, but it looked like it did score.
Yeah, that was a strong kick. There's another strong kick. And this is what Frank needs to do. He needs to close the distance on Boss and not give him a chance to open up with his hand strikes and his kicks.
Again to the side mount for Frank Shamrock. Rutten's very comfortable on the ground. He seems poised and very patient.
Yeah, you know, it's in the Pancrase. You know, you can get kind of comfortable on the ground, but I don't think Frank's going to allow him to stay too comfortable too long. He wants Boss to move in this fight. He doesn't want him to stay there comfortable. He'll strike him and make him move.
Those strikes to the stomach will make anybody move.
Absolutely. You don't want to stay there and take too many of those.
This is a 30-minute match, if it goes that far. 2 minutes, 15 seconds in. Frank Shamrock with the open palm, trying to land to Boss Rutten's stomach. Now scoring to the side of that stomach, the solar plexus area.
It's okay to hit with a closed fist to the body. That's within the rules. Now, open hand to the head is okay, but to the body you can go closed fist. And what Frank's trying to do is he wants Boss to open up more. So he went into this fight and he wanted to, if Boss lays on the mat, he wants to make him move. So he's going to strike, and Boss is striking back, and he knows that Boss is going to strike back. So they're prepared, and I think this is the type of fight that we're going to see throughout. There's going to be some striking on the mat to make the other man move.
And some good strikes to the head of Rutten by Frank Shamrock, who has had the better of the action here in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, you know, Boss, there's one thing about Boss, though, is you got to watch him, because he'll lay there and he'll let you wear yourself out, and he'll sneak in there and catch you with something. I think Frank's well aware of this too, so I don't think he's going to fall asleep here. But he's going to continue to work and continue to make Boss move, and Boss is going to continue to keep throwing his strikes and wait for the opportunity.
But thus far, it's been Frank Shamrock who's been the aggressor, and Boss Rutten who has spent a lot of time on his back.
Yeah, and on your back doesn't necessarily mean you're losing the fight, but you know, Frank's a better grappler on the ground than Boss is. Boss learns quickly, but of course Frank's going to be dominant on the mat. Boss is going to be dominant standing up.
Frank Shamrock in the mount position. There's the open palm strikes to the head, and the closed palms, the closed fist to the stomach.
Yeah, he's working the combinations. He wants Boss to move. He wants him to move into a situation where he can do a submission hold and make Boss make the mistake.
Hey! And call for a restart by our referee. And a little warning, I believe, about the closed fist to Frank Shamrock.
Yeah, I think what happened was when Frank was throwing a punch to the body, Boss blocked it, and it came up. It didn't hit him, but it came close to his face, so he stepped in and saying, watch it. Now, if it would have connected, he would have given him a yellow card.
Right, it wasn't a formal caution or a warning. I said it was a warning. I think it was a talking to more than anything else.
Yeah, he's just saying, you're getting close with that closed fist, you know, watch it. He didn't land it, otherwise he would have got carded.
Good kick by Boss Rutten. Hiroto Soichi is the third man in the ring. A big takedown by Shamrock.
This is where Rank needs to be. He needs to be down here, and he needs to work submission. He needs to get away from striking so much here and start really concentrate. Maybe strike a few times and then set up a submission hold.
5 minutes into this 30-minute main event. Frank Shamrock hammering away at the stomach again. right to the solar plexus, and those will last with you. You throw punches and bunches to the stomach, they'll last with you till the wee hours of the morning.
Well, it wears you down, you know. After a while, those things will take a toll. He just landed an open hand shot to the face, and there goes Boss. Boss has real powerful strikes.
Boss punching away to the head of Shamrock, and a restart ordered by Soichi.
I'm not sure that this much striking. I think that they both should be working a little more on the submission aspect, because you're not going to finish the fight with a strike.
Down goes Shamrock.
That was a great punch. And that's one of the things that Frank has to be worried about, is when he's standing, that he doesn't get too relaxed and take a shot like that, because he could get knocked out.
Knocked down out of nowhere, so Frank Shamrock loses a point.
So right now, the points are, and Boss is unloading with the right.
Oh, through the ropes they go.
And we hope that nobody gets hurt on that. They dove out of the ring and landed on the cement. It looks like they're both okay. Frank's a little slow getting up.
Crowd responding to that, usually a very taciturn crowd, but there were some cheers after that last movement. Frank Shamrock says he's okay to the referee, Hiroto Soichi. You don't see that very often, do you?
No, you don't, because most of the time they hit the ropes or somebody grabs on, but Boss was going for a front choke when they were driving through the ropes, and when he did that, he bent down and they shot right through the middle of the ropes.
Frank Shamrock, black trunks, black boots. Boss Rutten, black trunks with the red boots.
We're going for a duel.
And another throwdown by Shamrock.
Now he really needs to work for submission here.
But he has to eat some punches along the way.
Yeah, now Boss is opening up with those palm strikes. And like I said, that's his strong point. He is a strong striker. Frank needs to work towards his legs and try and get Boss off balance, or get in a top mount where he's not going to be so vulnerable to those palm strikes. If he's in the top mount, he's not going to get hit with those palm strikes.
Restart ordered by the ref. Good action thus far. We're almost 8 minutes into this bout. Good misses, but he landed.
He hit him with one of those side bridge hands when he spun back around. Frank hit him in the back, and Boss came down. Whoa! It looks like...
Shamrock comes up with either a mouse
looks
or...
like he's got some blood. He shot into the knee of Boss Rutten. When he shot in, he hit Boss Rutten's knee, and it cut him.
And that is not a good area, as Isao Kamisasa, the ring physician, takes a good look at that cut.
That's right above his eye, Bruce.
And that is not in a good area, because that is in an area where it's very susceptible to another punch. It'll just open right back up.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is that blood in that situation, in that part, it runs down into your eye.
Right, it can hamper your vision. So the ring physician taking a good look at that eye right now.
This is a critical time here for Frank. The blood needs to stop, because they could stop this fight if it gets worse, because that's in a bad spot. Frank needs to get in there and get him down, because...
And now, once again, the referee talking to Frank Shamrock. I don't know what this is about.
Well, what happened was, when he backed up and threw the kick, he grabbed the rope and tried to throw the kick. You cannot grab the rope and try and kick. It is against the rules. It's if someone hits you and you back up into the ropes and you grab them, that's counted as a knockdown. If you grab the rope and try and throw the kick, that's counted as a knockdown. You cannot grab the rope when you are attempting a kick or when you get kicked.
Up against the ropes they go.
He's trying to move in and get Boss back down to the ground. Boss does not want to go to the mat.
I don't think he got nailed there. I think Frank appealed to the crowd and said, I didn't get hurt there. Couple of good strikes by Rutten.
Yeah, Frank wants him on the ground, but Boss is having no part of that.
So 2 points have been deducted from Frank Shamrock's card. One because of the knockdown, the other because he grabbed the rope in trying to attack Boss Rutten. And down goes Rutten again.
Yeah, this is where Frank wants him. He wants him on the mat. And he needs to work for some submission. He needs to get to a position to where he can finish this fight.
Shamrock has looked good, Ken, on the takedowns.
Yeah, he gets him to the mat, and he needs to start positioning himself in a situation where he can do a submission hold to finish the fight or make Boss go to the ropes. He needs to get away from this punching on the ground. It's okay to do that and have the guy move, but he really needs to start focusing on trying to finish the fight.
And Rutten's done a much better job with the strikes from the ground.
Well, that's his strong point. He's very powerful with his strikes, and you don't want to trade the strikes with him. This here, they're in a basically in a dual situation where he's going to get the leg first. Right now, they both have a toe hold, but neither one of them have enough leverage to turn it up. He has to turn that toe up in order to get the leverage on that. They both have the same. Frank sits into an ankle lock, and he can't get the leverage unless he gets Boss's knee bent and turned to the side.
Oh, a couple of good shots by Rutten, and Shamrock, he's playing cat and mouse with him, showing a bit of sarcasm. The Boss continues to hit away.
Yeah, Boss hit with a closed fist on that, I believe.
And if he did there, he would get a point deducted from his card.
There's been a lot of fouls in this fight, but these two guys really want this fight.
Here it is. It's going to be a red card.
It's a lost point.
So a warning given to Boss Rutten. He loses a point with that red card. So now 1 point deducted from Rutten and 2 from Shamrock.
I'm not quite sure if I like the strategy that Frank was doing there, taking those shots. He had an opportunity where he had Boss's leg that maybe he could have tried for a submission hold, but he took some shots there.
A little different approach than one that you would employ, Ken.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't lay there too long.
All right, the fighters shake hands, and back they go.
And I noticed when Frank was up that there's some blood still trickling from his eye there, and I'm not quite sure how bad that's getting. Boss is going for a front guillotine there, and Frank checks it. And he needs to watch out he doesn't catch any knees there.
The referee, Soichi's been very busy, and a guillotine try again, and down goes Shamrock. And that counts as a knockdown. I don't know if I saw that.
Well, you know, he has, if he drops to the mat and he doesn't get back up, they have to score that as a knockdown. You cannot stay on the mat and rest. They will score that as a knockdown.
So that's 3 points now that have been deducted from Shamrock's card. Keep in mind, if 5 are deducted,
they're checking his eye.
The bout stopped, and now again, the ring physician, Dr. Kamasasa, checking on that cut right around the left eyelid of Frank Shamrock.
That's twice now. This is not, you know, if they look at it once, but twice is not a good sign, Bruce.
Boss Rutten, the blood on his stomach is from Shamrock.
Yes, it's the cut that he got over the eye, and this would be a shame for it to end this way. But you know, it's one of those things where you know you're going into a fight where a guy is a big striker, and if they do stop this fight, Boss did his job. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to knock Frank out or stop him by his heavy strikes.
Well, we're waiting to see what will transpire here. And that is it. It's over. It's been stopped. And Boss Rutten is the king of Pancrase as he retains his throne.
That was a very good and a very strategic fight for Boss. He did what he wanted to do. He kept Frank up. He was able to strike him enough times when he's on the ground and standing up. He was able to get that cut and keep it bleeding, and they stopped the fight because of the blood.
So the Boss wins by a TKO. He was most effective employing the strikes, both to the body and to the face.
Well, you know, he was effective standing up striking, and he was effective when he was on the ground striking Frank also. Frank didn't get himself in a situation where he needed to put Boss into a submission hold.
A heck of a bout that may have gone the full 30.
Here's a good shot right here where Frank had an opportunity. He has the reverse neck breaker on. He needed to spread his legs out, and he would not have gotten rolled that way. And right here, Boss gets up and throws a knee, just misses. They square up, look at each other. Not a bad kick by Frank. And Boss comes with that powerful straight kick. And there's that hand, that right hand that dropped him.
Beautiful right hand.
Hit him right on the temple when Frank was shooting in. He squared up, knocked him, hit him right on the temple, and dropped him.
And you know the irony
right there,
of this, Ken?
bang.
The fact that in April, he couldn't fight because of an injured right hand, and the right hand proves to be the big blow.
And he's healed pretty quick. And Boss is a quick learner. He's strong, he's quick, and he learns very quick, and he's very powerful with his feet and hands, as he's showing here, throwing those heavy blows.
Even with his leg perched in the air, he's still able to get some power, and there was the bizarre scene where they both went through the ropes.
Here's those. See how he winds up those? And watch this right there. Whoa. He caught him with a ridge hand. And he just, right here, Frank had a chance to finish this fight. He has a toe. Freeze it. Yeah, right here you'll see where Frank has his hand on top of the toe. The other hand is sliding up under the heel, up under here, grabbing his own wrist. So what he's going to do is he's going to push the toe this way, and he's going to pull the heel down this way. And what it does is it creates a lot of pressure underneath there. But the problem with this is Frank's leg inside here, he's got his foot stuck out here. He needs to get it back inside here. Roll tape, please. And that's where he loses the leverage here. He needs to squeeze the legs together, and this Boss has got it here. Freeze it, please. As you can see right here, neither one of them have the leg bent. You have to have that leg bent down here in order for this to work, but they're both straightening the leg out. This is what you call a good defense to keep away from a toe hold. Roll tape, please.
And this was Frank's best chance to try to put away Boss Rutten.
He had the toe hold sunk in there. He had it bent up, but wasn't able to get the legs inside to clamp it down. And right here they go back up, and Frank sits right into a ankle lock. And this is where I thought maybe he might have made a mistake, because instead of going for a toe hold again or trying to apply the ankle lock, he sits there and exchanges some blows with Boss, or actually takes some blows from Boss, and then just basically looks at him. And I thought that he could have tried a submission hold from this point.
And this is where Frank got a little bit cute, I believe, with Boss, and kind of egged him on to keep pounding away, telling him it wasn't bothering him.
Yeah, and I don't think it does bother him. There's the fist that he got carded for, but you know, it doesn't look like it's really bothering him, but that's not the point. The point is that he has a chance to finish the fight. He has a chance to do the submission.
Right, good point, and that's where I believe he got the 1 point deducted from Boss's card, did Rutten.
Yes, you know, he closed the fist, and you'll see it when he does it. He closes his fist. He opens hands here, which is legal, but then he closes his fist here, and you'll see him hit when he closes. You'll see his hands clamped together. Right there was it. And he'll do it once more. There it is, right there. And the referee steps in and he'll red card him. But, you know, like I said, Bruce, I thought that was a good chance for Frank to really go for a submission hold at that point in time, and I think he let it slip by because he was getting too cute.
Move to further action now.
This was a good guillotine. Boss wasn't able to get his leg sunk around Frank's waist. Otherwise, this would have been maybe the end, but Frank was able to squeeze his head out.
That's a choke that you employed against Dan Severn in your first meeting against Dan in the Ultimate.
Yes, and right here, the reason why that they count as a knockdown is because Frank didn't get right back up. And if you go down and you don't get back up, they're going to count it as a knockdown.
So Boss Rutten is the champion, the king of Pancrase. He defends his crown against the provisional king of Pancrase, Frank Shamrock, and he comes away with the technical knockout.
Yeah, you know, Boss did what he needed to do in this fight. In the beginning, we said that it was going to be Boss standing up and Frank on the mat. And as we seen, Boss beat him standing up, and that's where the cut came from, when I shot in and got cut.
A lot of poise, I thought, that Boss showed early on when Frank was really controlling much of the match.
He just waited for him to wear down, and that's what Boss does. He's sneaky, he waits and waits, and then when the opportunity comes, he jumps on it.
It was quite a celebration immediately following the bout, with Boss doing a multitude of jumps in the air. He receives one honor, the certificate, and I'm sure it comes with a certificate of authenticity, and then he gets the belt as well. That's really worth everything, isn't it?
Well, you know, you're standing out there, and you've just accomplished something that you worked long and hard for, and it's a great feeling. And, you know, he fought Frank, and they fought twice before, and they had to go to the cards. And so he knew this was going to be a tough fight, as did Frank. And so it's a good feeling after all that hard training to step into the ring and have that belt put around your waist.
So Rutten isn't just the boss, he's now the king as well. Well, that's it from here. This has been the Brawl in Budokan, where the king of Pancrase, Boss Rutten, has unified his title. Join us for our next Pancrase event, Friday, August 16th. We're calling it Kings of Pancrase, where we profile the 4 men who have worn the Pancrase crown. My colleague, the first king of Pancrase, Ken Shamrock, Minoru Suzuki, Frank Shamrock, and the current title holder, Boss Rutten. So for Ken Shamrock, I'm Bruce Beck. Thanks for joining us. Sayonara.
For information about all Request pay-per-view events and movies, log on to the Request Television Worldwide website at www.hitsathome.com.
Pancrase, the Brawl in Budokan on pay-per-view. Top fighters from around the world are back for more of the hottest, most exciting martial arts import from Japan. Pancrase, combat sport at its finest. See crunching kicks, thundering takedowns, and savage submission holds. Don't miss Pancrase, the Brawl in Budokan on pay-per-view.
Next on Request pay-per-view. summer sizzles with today's hottest hits delivered right into your home all this month.
Come on, Grandma.
Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson get on the fast track in the action hit Money Train. Jim Carrey returns as the infamous pet detective in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Why you look like that?
Discover the mysteries of a man with startlingly white skin, known as Powder. Don't miss a minute of it. Pay-per-view delivers.
Pay-per-view's the place for action that hits the mark.
As long as you are out there, I'll never be number one.
Think you had a hard day at the office?
Don't play with me now.
These guys will show you what it means to work for a living.
Wow, you got me.
From the director of Lethal Weapon, superstar Sylvester Stallone, Antonio Banderas, Julianne Moore, Assassins.
This week on Request.
For Ezekiel Rollins, L.A. was a world of sunshine and shadows.
Anime. Hey, Easy, how you doing, baby? Junior, take easy on upstairs.
Black and white.
We got no work here. Sorry, fella. My name's not fella. My name is Ezekiel Rollins.
So here you need a job.
What kind of work you do?
I'm just looking for somebody. Daphne Monet, fiancée of Todd Carter. She's been gone 2 weeks. See, Daphne has a predilection for the company of Negroes.
He thought he knew how to play the game.
Any of y'all seen a white girl by the name of Dahlia, Delilah, something like that?
Her name is Daphne. You can't get none of that tonight.
You know her?
Until he stepped into a world.
Why don't you tell me about your friend Daphne?
Colored woman ain't good enough for you no more, Hines.
Where there are no rules.
Why are you arresting me?
Now, what time did you leave Greta James' house this morning?
What is going on?
She's not going to be waking up, Ezekiel.
He's looking for a woman no one wants found.
Was there anyone with you, a young lady named Daphne Monet, perhaps?
The incumbent mayor, the chief of police, close personal friends of mine.
Then they can help us find her.
No, they can't.
And getting in deeper than he ever expected.
This is Daphne Monet. You're looking for me. I don't know if I should think of you as a friend or as a private dick.
Surrounded by lies.
You can trust me, Mr. Rollins. I am the next mayor, and luckily for you, a friend of the Negro.
Seduced by power.
Unless I give the cops a killer by tomorrow morning, I'm going to jail.
Easy Rollins is searching.
Not very smart talking about Mr. Carter's business.
There's too much going on for me to give a damn about what you think is smart.
For the truth.
Who killed her?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me. Start up my car, keep it hot. I'm coming out fast. Let's go.
Get her.
No, don't shoot him. We going to the police. Yeah, why don't you scream, huh?
From the Academy Award-winning producers of Philadelphia and The Silence of the Lambs, Academy Award winner Denzel Washington, Devil in a Blue Dress.
This week on Request.
Hey, welcome to the show that never ends.
Bartucci, what you got?
We got a black male, dead man, Darryl Adams, 22 years old, is the night manager of this joint. Pop, pop, poppity pop, Darryl goes down. Shooter does a Carl Lewis.
Boys, Darryl Adams, the boys.
Hey, Darryl.
I reached in my bag. I pulled out the gun. I was scared. I shot. I ran.
What began as a simple confession
This is still a good, solid, closed by arrest.
became a mystery.
He's never been in trouble before. It was a big mistake.
All you gotta do now is tell me the truth. Man, look, I told you already. The guy jumped out of nowhere. I got scared. Bam! Then I ran.
You mean bam, 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 bam?
What?
4 bullets in the body.
Now, for one man to find the truth,
Something's not right. When I'm working on something, I gotta make it right.
Homicide creeping up.
How you doing, fellas?
another must make a choice.
Your brother fessed up. What do you think happened?
Got me. Ed told me you talked to the homicide cop.
Between loyalty,
Can't take it much longer, man.
Maybe you won't have to take it much longer.
family,
I'm gonna try to get you up out of here, okay?
Ain't for me, man.
and survival.
Why'd you lie to me, Ronnie?
Am I under arrest or what? We got the shooter.
Locked up the wrong brother.
There must be some kind of way out of here.
Say the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessman there to drink my wine. Plowman dig my earth. None will ever own the mine. Nobody of it is worth. Hey.
This week on Request.
From the moment it starts, you're in a race. No rules apply. Fire! You've got to think fast. Never play fair. The trick to this game is getting out alive. Cutthroat Island, rated PG-13.
This week on Request.
The #1 comedy of the year is on pay-per-view. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Don't let his bad manners stop you from seeing it again. Jim Carrey, America's favorite comic superstar. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
You're watching Request, where you choose the best.
Pancrase, the Brawl in Budokan on pay-per-view. Top fighters from around the world are back for more of the hottest, most exciting martial arts import from Japan. Pancrase, combat sport at its finest. See crunching kicks, thundering takedowns, and savage submission holds. Don't miss Pancrase, the Brawl in Budokan on pay-per-view.
Next on Request Pay-Per-View. Summer sizzles with today's hottest hits delivered right into your home.